Industry at 21 years old. I knew nothing about business. I was going to be an elementary school teacher. And my boyfriend came home one day. I was living at my parents' house going to college. And he started scribbling circles and telling me, you know, what we were going to do. And I looked at him like he was crazy. I didn't know what happened to him overnight. He had a fever, right? But he had a dream and he saw an opportunity. And he put down the pencil and he said, "Will you help me?" And I said, "Yeah," but I had no idea what I said yes to. But he started showing presentations, and I would go and I thought, he's saying the same thing all the time, and it was boring. And I would fall asleep, and then I would think, I don't want to go anymore. And one night he came over to my parents' house to pick me up to show a presentation, and he said, "Are you ready?" And I said, "No, I don't feel good. I'm not going to go tonight." He said, "Oh, I was going to take you out to dinner." And I said, "Oh, dinner? Okay." But dinner that he took me to was to get us a big soda pop and a taco. We have tacos. But he took me up into a mountain, and he said, "Get out of the car, let's eat." And before the meeting, and as we were eating, he pointed down to a house. And in that house, there were really nice cars in the driveway, and it was a nice house. But in the backyard, because we were on a mountain, you could see a couple, and they were in a hammock, and their kids were playing on the lawn, and they had a nice pool, and you could hear the vacuum going, but she wasn't vacuuming. And he said, "This is why I'm doing the meeting, is because I want to have a life like this for us." And that night, I talked to every person. I laughed at his jokes I've heard a million times, and I got involved because I had a dream, and the dream made me feel like I got to go to the meeting. I didn't have to go to a meeting anymore. I got to go. And so that's how I began. And I remember sitting in a convention like this, and I love people, I really do. I love to learn about people. I love to hear your stories. And I love that. But one day Lance elbowed me while we were sitting in a row, just like you are. And he said, "Someday we're going to do that." And I'm like, "Oh, no, not me, right? No way." And then I said, "Who do you think we are that we could do this?" And he said, "All you have to do is this much more than anybody else. Just that much more, that many more plans, that many more events, you know, and have the idea that you get to be in this business and you get to meet new people and friends, and then you're going to have an incredible life." And that's what we've had.
OK， 我帮 Tracy 翻译一点点哈。Tracy 说呢，他跟他先生以前呢还是 dating 的时候啊，他就是解决这个行业。其实他不懂，他呢经过呢有一天呢 ，Lance 就是带他去山上，看到下面一个房子，一个很好的，给他一个梦。以后呢，他 OK， 他试一下，但是 Lance 就是跟他。我们可以去一个活动，应该我们做多一点点，比其他人多呢，已经可以成功了。所以呢，他们开始这个 journey 一起。好 ，Lance， OK？
Yeah. This is the first time you ever translated for me. This will be great. I'm excited to be here, and it's an honor to be here with all of you. And thank you, Samson, for inviting us up here. We have had a great weekend, and I want to thank everyone for putting the weekend together. It was incredible. I remember my first weekend that we came to. We sat in the back of the room, and we sat way in the very back there because we were broke and we were fighting over money. And we were a little bit frustrated about where we were at. We didn't know, if we could do this or not. We had doubts. We had started to build a business, and people would get in and then they'd quit. Our upline looked at us and they didn't think we were going to do it, so they all quit. We had people tell us that it wasn't going to work. My family thought we were crazy, and after about a year in this, I thought I was crazy. and it went back to I looked and I thought, you know what? I saw something, and I'm praying that this weekend you saw something here, or the last few days you saw something here. Maybe it was Kim's vision of the movement, maybe it was something that Samson said, maybe it was something that Daniel said. But in these weekends, there was something that caught me, and it made a difference. And every time I thought about quitting, I thought, and go back to what I was doing before, I don't want to do that. I saw something that's your mind is like a rubber band. Once it's stretched, it really never goes back in the same position again. And I saw something, and so we stuck through it for the first couple of years, and it was hard, and it's going to be hard for you. You're going to go through some struggles. You're going to go through times where you doubt yourself. You're going to go through times when maybe people make fun of you. But I'm just telling you, stay the course. You know, we started something a year ago that's going to wrap around the world, and it's going to absolutely change the world, and it's going to change a lot of people's lives. And the truth of the matter is there's some of you that are here that are just going to go home, and that's the last you're going to be part of 3. But there's some of you in here, and you probably know who you are, where you caught the vision. You see what we're doing. You see what we're putting together, the movement that we've started, and you've already made the decision this is something that you're going to do. And you're going to go home and you're going to struggle, and we're not going to know who you are. It may be a year or 2 and nobody knows who you are, but 3 or 4 years down the road, the whole world's going to know who you are because you're going to be part of this. You're going to be a leader up here, and people are going to be listening to you. Our goal with this project, for me personally, we've been full-time in the industry for 30-something years. Our goal is to pass the microphone to the next leaders, is to pass the microphone to the next person who can take this next generation and change the world. We've been blessed. To say our life has been blessed, I mean, it would be an understatement. Every part of our life the last 30 years has been, I pinch myself, just what we've been able to do. We've traveled the world, but the freedom and knowing that we've made a difference in the lives of others. Robert Schuller made a statement. He said, anybody could count how many seeds are in an apple, but only God knows how many apples are in a seed. And you look at somebody like a Kim and how many lives she has touched, and it's innumerable. There are people all around the world that have been touched because of Kim and because of Samson and because of the leaders here in the front row. And you have that same ability, and I hope you caught that vision this weekend.
Thank you, Lance， 谢谢。其实 Lance 说。